the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Miami Heat. For the Heat, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. And guys, it's hard to believe that for a portion of his career, Hassan Whiteside was having a hard time getting minutes at all. He was even out of the league for a few years. What clicked for him to become the player he is today?
Well, I've talked to him personally, Ernie, and he understood that work and focus was all he needed to be in the NBA. He started playing to his strengths. Every now and then he does silly stuff. I'll call him and say, hey, straighten up. That's why he got the big contract, Ernie.
Yeah, there seem to be times when he's not exactly dialed in.
He's not dialed in, but he's a young player. But, you know, when I don't see him dialed in, then that's when I dial in and say, yo, man, you got to get dialed in.
And he takes your calls?
Oh, of course he does.
Well, you know, it's hard to get second chances in this league, but he's made the most of them. And when he's making the most of them, he's getting them SLNs. You know what that is.
Shaq-like numbers.
Without question.
That's what that meant. Wow.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny.
That'll do it for now. We send you to Kevin Harlan, who's got the call.
Let's see the starting lineup for the Miami Heat. At shooting, Tyler Johnson. At small forward, Josh Richardson. At the other forward position, James Johnson. At the other guard position, Brian Johnson. At center, Hassan Whiteside. The head coach of the visiting team is Eric Spoelstra.
The Heat are out of Miami and into an interconference game. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analyst. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. Thrilled to be back in Oklahoma City. The Thunder ready for that home court advantage. 16 games off the lead. They may not be championship contenders, but a dangerous team.
Kevin, I'll tell you what, they've actually been terrific on their home court, and they're starting another homestand here today.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. So here's Miami's starting group. We've got Tyler Johnson. Richardson is out there with James Johnson. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Dragic in at the one spot. You could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically nothing.
No good from Dragic. Here's Oklahoma City now. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
It certainly appeared that they let the crowd get to them a little bit. Looked like they were rushing their foul shots, and that can't happen. You've got to lock in.
And Paul George, the 10th overall pick in 2010 out of Fresno State. I'm not sure anyone realized, Doris, he'd be this good when he first got into the league.
No, you make a great point, Kev, because the physical tools were there, but his work ethic to keep adding layers to his game has been truly a thing to watch. This guy's got a chance to win league MVP before it's all said and done.
Early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
And stolen by Whiteside. Westbrook against Dragic. He kicks it to Johnson. Over George. Here's Whiteside. Brewer with the rebound.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And yes, it's good. George has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, that's really good patience in the post, right? Paul George, not a post man, but able to attack at the right moment.
Whiteside kicks to Richardson. And again, it's the Heat missing. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's Westbrook. He doesn't hit that one. And the Heat going the other way now. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Now here's Johnson. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. Johnson with it. Now Anthony defending. Johnson sets the screen for Dragic. 6 to shoot. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Anthony on the double team. Here's Whiteside. And they get it. And Adams sends it back.
The defense of Steven Adams is so important to this team. They depend on him to be a rim protector now.
Count it.
You know what? They've been on a nice run here. Had the ability to widen the gap. Now they are rolling.
This is a dominant stretch. I am so impressed with how they played together as a unit over this last stretch.
Anthony dishes to Westbrook. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. 6 points for Russell Westbrook.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Heat trail by 13. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
And, Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game-level intensity.
Let's take this opportunity to give you a rundown of the top small forwards at the free throw line. Since the season hit its halfway point. And you look at Brewer, second in the NBA. He's so great from the line.
And knowing what I do about the guys on that list, I can tell you they put a lot of long hours in the gym to get those percentages to where they are.
You know, and being the slashers that they are, having that kind of success at the line does even more to get them into attack mode. They're always looking to create some contact and get to the line for what is an almost automatic 2 points.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Dragic with a wide open look. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson.
Ooh, that has to be a relief. First bucket was a long time coming.
Well, you've got to be resilient when you start off that slow. Kept pounding away, and finally they make a bucket.
Now here's Dragic following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Knocked away. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Eric Spoelstra. David?
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Now here's Dragic. A 14-point game for him in the win against New York.
His passing definitely came into play as well, Kev. He was very unselfish, really kept the ball moving.
George against Richardson, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Now, you have got to give Paul George so much respect. He's just amazing at drawing contact when he's shooting. Well, Paul George has made himself into one of the premier two-way perimeter players in the NBA. I think you have to put him in that category with Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. He can take over a game in every facet, guys.
And that one misses. And Doris, Paul George, capable of carrying a team offensively while also locking down the other team's top wing threat.
And that, to me, Kev, is one of the hardest things to do in this league. To expend the energy necessary to be an elite two-way player, Paul George is the real deal.
And he sinks the second. You look at the success that Coach Billy Donovan has had both at the college level at Florida and his first few years in the NBA at Oklahoma City. Doris, he very much feels at home in playoff and pressure situations.
Well, certainly Billy D has a lot of experience managing a team in a postseason setting. This is a guy who always tinkers during the regular season to find different angles to help his guys. Billy Donovan, one of those guys increasingly who you don't want to see in a 7-game series.
The Heat trail by 7. Dragic kicks to Johnson. The pass to Whiteside. Good work defensively by Anthony.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Here's Richardson. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 3 assists in the game. 13 feet away. Anthony's shot is off.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
Johnson kicks to Dragic. Johnson with a screen on Westbrook. Here's Dragic. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Dragic has got 5 points so far. Here's Westbrook, and Whiteside sends it back. Now Dragic, 5 points in the game. He dishes it to Johnson. Tipped away. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Anthony leading the charge. The putback, and it's Adams on the follow.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Here's Dragic. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. To the inside, Whiteside. He hits that shot, his first of the night, now 1 for 6.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
It's good on the putback.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
The Heat trail by 7. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Johnson kicks to Dragic. The three-pointer, no good. Oklahoma City shooting has been tremendous early. Their offense looking primed and ready for this match.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
On the wing, Johnson. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Oklahoma City. And then for Miami, Olynyk, he's checked in for Johnson. Winslow comes in for Richardson. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Tyler Johnson. Now here's Dragic. They double him with George. Right wing, shot clock at 5. Olynyk can't hit. The Thunder leading by 7. Takes the 13-footer. Abrinas' shot is off. Heat shooting just 35% to start the game. Wade kicks to Whiteside. They double him with George. The feed to Dragic. Lets the 3 fly. Knocks down the 3 ball. Dragic has got 8 points.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And Westbrook gets it to go.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Dragic kicks to Winslow. That's tipped, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
All right, here's a look at stats for Russell Westbrook. An amazing run for him the second half of the season. Averaging 25 points per, 9 assists, and 11 rebounds. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
Poke loose, and it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for the Thunder.
And they've pretty much ignored the corner 3 tonight. It's a useful shot to have. It really forces the D out wide and opens things up in the middle.
6 to shoot. Double teamed on Wade. Stolen by Grant. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Terrific focus from Jeremy Grant. This guy understands how to take contact and fight through it.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And that one misses.
Well, if you think back to last season, guys, the narrative was that Russell Westbrook had 0 help on this roster. To be completely honest, I thought it was unfair to the pieces that were around Russell Westbrook and the job they did playing their roles to exactly the standard this organization wanted.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And what the fans are saying is that Westbrook, Doris, just needs more help around him.
Well, certainly the acquisition of Paul George should relieve some pressure on Russell Westbrook because now he's teamed along yet another superstar.
Get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. In fourth, the Heat.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
Dragic against Felton. To end the run. No good from Wade. The Thunder leading by 11. Eustace kicks to Felton. Hangs. And he lays it up and in.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Dragic kicks to Wade. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
The Heat trail by 13. Dragic kicks to Wade. There's a screen. And it's blocked. Here's Abrinas. Wade is covering.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Miami's gotten a lot of shots off from three-point land in the first quarter, but they're only 4 of 9. Dragic kicks to Wade. A baseline J. And it's Wade again missing.
This has been absolutely brutal. Missed every shot this quarter. He needs to keep his head up and keep working.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And it's early, but obviously you've got to like the dominance down low. They're simply bullying the other team right now.
That one goes in. Olynyk's got his first basket of the night.
I think excellent touch from the post, and you get the sense they trust Olynyk here. Fantastic at utilizing his size.
Patterson, that's good.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Dragic the pass to Olynyk. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Felton against Dragic. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
One shot.
And probably the prime memories with the Heat have to be from the Big Three era. I mean, the team has done a great job of transitioning from that era to this current one, but
one shot.
Classic example for me of reloading versus rebuilding.
And Greg, credit the Miami Heat front office and coaching staff for continuing to keep this team competitive despite losing several Hall of Fame-type players in the last couple of years.
And that is never an easy task for a franchise to go through. But the Heat have stayed in the competitive picture with smart signings and trades, and don't discount the impact Eric Spoelstra has had on that roster.
Here's Felton. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Patterson, that's good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The Heat trail by 18. Dragic dishes to Olynyk. There's the double team with Grant. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
It's deflected.
Okay, Kelly Olynyk getting up high for that rejection. At 7 feet, that length comes in handy.
Dragic with a screen for Wade. Here's Olynyk. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Western Conference standings. Taking a look at Houston. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, there's the Thunder. They're in the 4th position.
And I think for Oklahoma City, they've done a good job staying relevant this season. I mean, I was concerned they'd suffer a drop-off, but give them credit. They've hung in here in this playoff race.
Resiliency has been crucial for this team. Anytime it looks like they may start to drag a little bit, they've picked it back up and stayed in the hunt. That makes him 0 for this quarter, and that has not helped their cause.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
The Heat trail by 20. Wade kicks to Babbitt. Beyond the arc. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Babbitt's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Patterson, that's good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Olynyk. And the dunk by Olynyk.
Well, at 7 feet, Kelly Olynyk doesn't have to go far for the flush.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. No good from Grant. And it's Miami's ball. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
And they put up a goose egg last year when they played this team twice.
That's tipped. Stolen by Grant. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Abrinas. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
And so it's Oklahoma City with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And power forward Patrick Patterson, getting better every season. He said that his college career at Kentucky really helped prepare him for his life as a pro.
I think my 3 years at Kentucky, caused what I am now, as far as being a sound player, a guy who's not all about himself, who puts his team first and who works hard and who doesn't talk back, who doesn't do the negative things. He's a team player, he's a team guy, and he works hard.
Patterson Clark, exactly the guy he says he is, and that's why he's one of those glue guys you've got to have on your team.
And the kind of guy who his teammates love, because they know he's always going to have their back, always going to work hard, and always going to bring it.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, we've seen the Thunder really take control here.
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Well, you love the determination. It seems like every rebound is theirs for the taking. They are overwhelming the opposition.
And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Dane Ellington is out there with Dwayne Wade. Then it's Luke Babbitt. Then it's Winslow, and it's Olynyk in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. And Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. Doris, we have so many bigs that are playmakers, even though their position doesn't say they really should fall in that category. But we do have a lot of guys that can pass, that have size and operate down low. Who, in your opinion, tend to be some of those names under the radar?
Well, I go to Marc Gasol, who is an all-star center in the NBA. But what his value is, he's increasingly become comfortable with a guy who they want to take 15 to 20 shots a game. But the beauty of Marc Gasol is the unselfish nature of his game. You can stick Marc at the elbow, enter the ball through him, and you know something good is going to happen. He's going to make the right pass. He's going to lead to the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the score, or he can get his own offense. I think for me, maybe the under-radar guy in terms of playmaking have to be Marc Gasol.
Shooting two.
First one falls for him.
And you look at all the accomplishments, all the great moments from Wade's career. No doubt he is going to the Hall as soon as he's eligible. One of the greatest two guards to ever play.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Ferguson's checked in for Grant, and Corey Brewer's subbed in for Alex Abrinas. And both free throws good for Wade. And it's shocking when you look at the numbers that Wade has had over the years. He never won an MVP award. Certainly, Greg played like an MVP in some of his seasons.
But the rest of the accolades are there for D. Wade. All the trips to the All-Star game, the first team, all defense, the all-NBA teams. but most important to him and his legacy are the 3 NBA titles.
Johnson, the pass to Wade. Here's the screen for 3, Ellington. Johnson dishes to Wade. Back to Johnson. Shoots over Patterson. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Miami's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Now a timeout called by Miami. Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor. He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
For Oklahoma City, Adams, he's checked in for Patterson. Anthony comes in for Eustace. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Raymond Felton. And Miami also making a switch. Johnson's checked in. Ellington with it. Westbrook picks him up. Johnson the screen. Dishes to Richardson. Shoots the 3. Johnson's shot is off. Oklahoma City leading by 22. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Anthony. Westbrook's got 11 points.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Ellington kicks to Johnson. On the wing, Johnson from beyond the arc. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Anthony. Here's Ferguson, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Ferguson's got his first bucket in this one. Miami's gotten the 3-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Johnson, a wide open look, and Johnson missing again.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
It's hauled in by the Heat.
That's simply not aggressive enough. Needs to show grit and determination, and didn't on that one.
Johnson with it. Westbrook picks him up. Now here's Ellington. Defense is right there. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Westbrook. Here's Adams. He can't get that one. The Heat go the other way with it. Johnson in the corner. Inside. Gets it to go. That one good from Adebayo.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
They set the screen. Johnson with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA.
Ferguson, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Johnson, the pass to Richardson. There's the steal. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball and finished off by Westbrook.
How about the instincts of Russell Westbrook on the defensive end? Gives his teammate an easy chance there.
Miami's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. And here is Ellington. He's coming off a 16-point game against New York. Passes it to Johnson. Here is Ellington. Back to Johnson. And it's denied. They get it back, and they'll keep possession. Missed it, even after all those chances.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Miami's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Three-pointer Ellington bangs home the trifecta. Ellington's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The one thing we saw with the Thunder last postseason, Doris, is that when Russell Westbrook comes off the floor, this team sometimes lost its direction.
Yeah, but now with Paul George in the fold, it makes sense to stagger their minutes. That way they won't have such a dramatic drop-off if Russell Westbrook leaves the floor.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
The Heat shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
Paul George, he's checked in for Ferguson. The Heat also changing it up. Whiteside's checked in for Johnson. Rodney McGruder comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Dragic in for Tyler Johnson. Doris, so much offense is perimeter generated right now. What, if anything, could get us back to running more plays, say, through the post?
Do you think we could reinvent Hakeem Olajuwon or perhaps Patrick Ewing or
I
Bill
wish we
Russell?
could. I wish we could.
Because I know this.
Good point.
Every time I walk by a pickup game on the outside, you see guys sprinting to the three-point line and looking to be Steph Curry.
I know. Oklahoma City shooting their fifth free throw of the game here. Throw good, Adams. Well, Doris, beside what he brings to a team on the court, Steven Adams also helps the team in the locker room with his presence.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can hear it in the way Steven Adams interacts with both the press and his teammates. He's a very personable guy. There's a sharp wit to him that can help ease tension within a team or sometimes, if necessary, with the media.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot. That is really solid low-post offense. You cannot waste those chances.
Oh, and this is some serious showmanship. Loving that tomahawk right there.
Greg, he came with force, and that's not just about getting 2 points. That was sending, I think, a message. Richardson, no luck.
And that's letting the defense off the hook. No excuse for blowing that layup.
Wasted no time on that one. Brewers got 4 this quarter.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
Richardson with it. George picks him up. Richardson kicks to Dragic. Three-pointer. And again, Miami with the triple. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Now, here's Brewer. 11 points for him in that last game against the Celtics in Boston.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
Pass to Adebayo. Kicks to Richardson. Here's McGruder. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Clock at 4. Taken away by Anthony. Here's George.
Now, Kevin, terrific activity from Paul George. Sticks his long arms in and mucks up the passing lanes.
Richardson for 3, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 6 assists here tonight. Here's Brewer. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Boy, the assist just put on time and on target. Easy shot opportunity.
He feeds it to Anthony. Over Whiteside, and Anthony gets it to go. Anthony's got 10 points.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Dragic against Westbrook. Now Dragic. 9 points in the game so far. Westbrook with the steal. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
This guy is an incredible dunker in space. The defense just says, let me step back here, Kevin.
And for the Heat, they're shooting in the second quarter right around 48%. Got a piece of it. And they're moving it up. Lays it up and banks it in. Westbrook's got 19 points.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Dragic kicks to Magruder. Back to Dragic to stop the run. And he's good on the three ball. 12 points for him.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
Shooting two.
That one is off.
It's so fascinating to look back on Thunder history because three current players who are dominating the league were together on the Oklahoma City Thunder: Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. In retrospect, the talent level on that team was unreal.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Adams. Jeremy Grant comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Abrinas is checked in for Corey Brewer. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And going back to the Thunder teams with the big three of Harden, Durant, and Westbrook, endures some bad luck with the Thunder during those seasons.
Well, first and foremost, they ran into a great Miami team in the NBA Finals. Then after Harden left, injuries to both Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook hampered their opportunities. Still, you think back, and if you're an Oklahoma City fan, you can marvel at the collection of talent you once had.
And they double up Whiteside. There's the dish to Olynyk. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's Winslow. That misses off the backboard.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And some nights as a defender, you just shake your head because Paul George uses his outstanding reach to get through the defense.
Dragic dishes to Wade. From 11 feet away, it's hauled in by Felton.
Boy, he hasn't given them much of anything tonight. He's got to look for his own shot a little less and keep the ball moving.
And that one drops for him. 14 points for Paul George.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Good ball movement here by Miami. Here's Olynyk. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
And if you're sensing a concern, best thing you can do is call timeout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You've got to get this game under control. I think he sees some adjustments he can make.
they've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Well, this is why Jeremy Grant's size is important. Stretches out beautifully whenever he's close to the rack.
Wade with it. He has 5. Stolen away. And Grant with the clear path to the hoop. And the dunk by Grant.
Well, that's an example of the hard work of Jeremy Grant paying off with the theft. Nicely done.
Near the three-point line, it's Dragic. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Carmelo, you got some real numbers off the bench in the first half. How important is that contribution to the team?
Well, I mean, we always believe that we have one of the better benches in the NBA. And when they come to play like we playing so far, you know, it makes it a tough game, it makes it a tough team to beat. And, you know, just hoping we can keep that up.
I'm sure it puts confidence in you and in the coach going into the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He ended up with 19 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Now, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
Oklahoma City shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Thunder. Russell Westbrook out there with Corey Brewer. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Anthony. And it's Adams in at the center position. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. Great opportunity for a three-point play. Doris, I didn't know this. You grew up the youngest of 8 children. In what way, if any, did that help you develop a competitive edge you've been known for throughout your terrific career?
You know, I had 4 older brothers, and we played sports my entire life. I picked up the game of basketball at 7, and if you didn't have a little toughness with 4 brothers trying to compete against them, you were going to be in some trouble. So this game has been absolutely great to me.
And I'm sure you remember the first time you picked up a basketball and dribbled a basketball.
No question about it, Kevin. 7 years old, running through some hedges like I was coming out of a locker room. It was special.
The Heat shooting for the game at 42%. Whiteside, a screen on Westbrook. Here's Johnson, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. For Miami, they have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. Taking 2 shots. And that one falls for Johnson. And Johnson drops them both. And here's Westbrook. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession. Let's take a look at the teams that have done a great job of converting turnovers into points since the All-Star break. Number 1, the Heat. The Thunder in 4th.
And since midseason, I think these two teams have really picked up their respective defenses, forcing turnovers and creating a lot of points as a result.
Dragic, the pass to Johnson. For 3. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got 5 points so far.
You hope that's a wake-up call for the defense, boys, because you give them that clean a look and it's over.
From deep, Richardson. It's hauled in by Adams. Oklahoma City shooting an unreal 70% from the field, making a mockery of this defense. That one drops for him.
It takes a lot to bother Paul George. The defense was all over him, but in the end, he's just a little bit quicker.
They double him with George. Feeds it to Richardson. From outside the arc, the Heat rebound. Johnson taken away by Anthony. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Anthony leading the charge.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Now, here's Dragic. 13 points in the game. Stolen by George. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. It's Richardson on the wing. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. 11 points in the game.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
For 3, Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Boy, when Westbrook has got that outside stroke going, he's super dangerous. The one weak spot in this game early was the long-distance shot. No longer.
Johnson draws the double. He kicks it to Whiteside. It's Westbrook with the drive and the dunk by Westbrook.
Boy, if he decides to penetrate into the teeth of the defense, you know something exciting could happen.
For Miami, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Dragic dishes to Johnson. Johnson draws the double. Now the pass to Richardson. Back to Johnson. The feed now to Johnson. There's Dragic with the 3. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Here's Brewer. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Foul. 2.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
76% on the season from the foul line.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Dragic kicks to Richardson. Poked away. Brewer with the steal. And now Brewer running the floor all by himself.
Well, that's just great work from Paul George to spot the open man. And at his size, he can see right over the defense.
Now here's Johnson, covered by Brewer. Knocked loose. It's taken away by Brewer. The finish, and it's Brewer finishing it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Miami no good on that time either.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Greg, I think this other team is just in a zone right now. They're clicking on the offensive end, and the defense starting to look frustrated.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City, Houston comes in for George, and Ferguson subbed in for Corey Brewer.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Johnson the screen. To the paint. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. And a look here at the shot chart for Oklahoma City.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Johnson, a wide open look. Again, Johnson missing. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on. Adams' shot is good.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
Miami's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Johnson double-teamed. He dishes it to Johnson to end the drought. And there's Johnson. That's good. On the assist by Babbitt. 8 points for Johnson.
He took what the defense was giving him that time. There was nobody on him on the three-point shot. Boy, don't give him the lights out.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Johnson outside. Right side a screen. It's stolen by Adams. And here come the Thunder again. Oklahoma City with a fast break.
How about the mobility for a 7-footer that Steven Adams has? Just outstanding sprinting the floor.
He'd have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. There's a good screen. Poked away, and it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here.
And with a quick break in the action, here's some numbers for Johnson. He's averaging 10 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Adebayo is checked in for the Heat. Rodney Magruder comes in for Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Babbitt passes to Adebayo. The Heat need to get a shot off. And here's Johnson outside. That shot, no good. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Houston can't get it to go.
Boy, the defense gets into his head and alters his release when he really doesn't have to.
Babbitt kicks to Magruder. Pass to Babbitt. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
One shot.
That's good from Babbitt. Of course, not too long ago, changes were made to the intentional foul rule. In your observation, has this made a positive difference?
Well, I certainly love that the away from the play fouls were extended to include the last 2 minutes of each period. I don't think you should necessarily give an advantage to a team that is playing from behind by intentionally fouling a poor free throw shooter. So that's one. I do believe now the bigger issue in the NBA has become these shooting fouls where the shooter is launching himself into a defender. I think that the NBA will take a hard look at that and make any necessary change, Kev.
Totally agree, Doris. I don't want to pinpoint one player, but James Harden has made that an art form.
That's correct.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Ellington's got 6.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point. Well, he doesn't quit on that play. Just stays with it and gets some easy points on the putback. That's nice.
Passes it to Adebayo. Johnson outside. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Magruder. Johnson outside. It's stolen by Adams. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. And he finished it off with the lay-in. Westbrook's got 9 points here in the second half. The Heat have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. This is to Ellington. Kicks it to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Westbrook. For the finish. And finished off by Westbrook.
Well, to say Russell Westbrook will give you a nightmare in transition. He'll keep people up at night.
Miami's gone downtown a lot since halftime. They've missed 5 of their 9 attempts out there. Johnson kicks to Ellington. On the wing, Ellington. This one for 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 6th rebound on the night. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Anthony. Anthony's got assist number 8 now on the night. They're struggling to keep up.
And we'll see if they can turn things around, Kevin, on this trip. They can't continue to come up empty.
Magruder passes to Johnson. Ferguson with the rebound.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame. The absolute ferocity from Russell Westbrook. The rim. My goodness, how you feeling?
Johnson dishes to Babbitt. He feeds it to Ellington. He kicks it to Johnson. The pass to Magruder. Good ball movement here by Miami. A shot by Ellington, no good. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. And Westbrook throws it down.
I'll tell you, there's a tenacity to his driving ability that is almost awe-inspiring. Go ahead, Russell.
Here's Johnson. 8 points for him. Here's Magruder. Drains it from beyond the arc. Magruder's got 6 points. Westbrook with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Yep, that one goes.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity. See the daylight, get that position, and mellow. One of the best to ever do it.
And for the Heat, they're shooting 41% for the game. Pass to Magruder. Anthony on the double team. Magruder kicks to Babbitt. Here's the 3. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Eustace has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. It's Westbrook with the drive. And he banks in the layup. Westbrook's got 38 points.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Johnson kicks to Babbitt. Pass to Magruder. The dish to Johnson. Johnson the screen. Pass to Adebayo. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Magruder missing. The Thunder shooting has been out of this world, 74% from the field.
Kev, do you have the sense that Russell Westbrook believes he can score against anyone in the NBA? He's rolling right now.
A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Johnson, the pass to Adebayo. Stolen by Westbrook. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. What a recent stretch it's been for these players. They're the NBA's leading scorers over the last 10 games. Russell Westbrook third.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Westbrook. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
I don't know what to talk about first. The explosiveness, the smarts. This guy, Russell Westbrook, one of the best athletes in the league, and just getting smarter and smarter about how to attack.
Oklahoma City has gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. And that one is good. Westbrook's got 44.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Feeds to Richardson. Tipped away. One-on-one fast break. And it's George finishing it off.
Now, Kev, the speed in transition. Paul George is dynamic in space.
Here's Dragic. 13 points in the game. Wade outside. Shot to stop the run. That's short off the rim. Here's George, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Miami.
Well, you got to love the passion of Paul George. He plays with his heart. I mean, this guy, a standout player who has the drive to be an all-time great.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Paul George.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Felton's checked in. No good on the second free throw. The Heat shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. Felton against Dragic. From deep, Richardson. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got his 9th assist in the game now. And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
That's phenomenal athleticism on the drive. Paul George just sprints past everyone with ease.
Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by George. Jumps up. The layup off target.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Well, we call that crowding the shooter, right? You don't give up an inch. It's just perfect defense.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Oklahoma City Thunder. This has been a remarkable game for him offensively. Anytime you get over the 40-point mark, it's been a special, special day. And we'll be right back after this. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We've done a great job moving the ball. Let's keep the ball moving, extra pass, attack, pass, and play, okay?
Lee Donovan enjoying the activity his team has shown, the motion of his offense, just wants to see more of it.
Yeah, they're working together well. The key now is to try to do it consistently throughout the rest of this evening.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. On the court for the Heat, Wade and Winslow out on the wings. Kelly Olynyk is out there with Mickey, and it's Dragic in at the point.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Yeah, they've dominated that category in this one. It's reflected in the score.
Johnson gets the bucket. The Heat shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. There's the feed to Olynyk, and stolen by Patterson. Abrinas kicks to Grant. Shoots over Winslow. No good from Grant. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And so here is Miami. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. That'll be the second of this two-game road trip. Wade dishes to Olynyk, and that one drops for him.
You know, the assist is the key part of that play. The pace on the bounce pass, perfect.
And the dunk by Grant.
Oh, Jeremy Grant going to give a little lesson in how to finish off a drive. Whoa.
Dragic kicks to Olynyk. He dishes it to Winslow. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play. Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first three of the night.
And the dunk by Grant.
Well, how about the opportunistic Jeremy Grant taking it strong on the drive? Love it.
He'd have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Winslow with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. There's the double team with Grant. Winslow kicks to Dragic. There's the pass to Mickey. Shot clock at 5. Back to Wade. Here's Grant. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Grant's got 8 points in the quarter. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Wade passes to Mickey. Dishes it to Winslow. Doris, the league would prefer that players stay in college a minimum of 2 years before entering the draft. Others have countered with straight out of high school in that approach. Which way do you lean?
I would say I would lean to allow these young men, if they're prepared and have the talent and ability to go straight from high school to the league, they should have that opportunity. We don't put restrictions on any other field of endeavor. If you're a great musician, you can go to New York City and make a living in an orchestra on Broadway. To me, if you're capable, you should be allowed the opportunity. This is America. We are a land of opportunity.
Here's Abrinas. It's not going to go for him. Wade with the defensive effort. Kicks it to Dragic. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Felton goes in. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Dwayne Wade.
Felton really applying pressure to the defense with the drive, forcing them to be way too aggressive with him.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Felton.
Listen, Ray Felton is a very dependable point guard. Fantastic floor general who just takes good shots and makes outstanding reads.
Both free throws good from Felton. Doris, wearable body tracking, such as sensors that teams use to determine stress load on players' bodies, how much they run during a game, during a practice, how fast they're going. Are we taking this thing too far?
You know, it's an excellent question. Listen, technology is increasing to the point where these teams now have a greater body of information with which to work. So I think just like we see in other areas of the game, analytics relative to team success, what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, the more information, the better. I think it comes down to an organizational decision. How much stress will we put on the information given by these particular body tracking monitors? I think it's got to be on a case-by-case basis. Certainly, the organizations will use it to the best of their abilities.
But if it helps the game, helps the players stay healthy, gives teams a better compass on how to use the players, I'm all for it.
Me too, Kev. Me too.
Johnson, he's checked in for Winslow.
One shot, gentlemen.
The free throw drops for Grant.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half. Doing a great job at the line.
Dragic kicks to Olynyk. He feeds it to Johnson. Pass to Dragic. The dish to Johnson. Mickey passes to Wade. Clock at 4. He kicks it to Dragic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got his 7th assist in the game. Here's Abrinas. Here's Johnson. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Johnson outside. Passes it to Dragic. They set the pick. Mickey kicks to Johnson. Wade outside. Outside Dragic. Dragic with another miss. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Here's Abrinas. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That's on Goran Dragic. Doris, much to the chagrin of basketball purists, we're seeing the near extinction of the mid-range game. Is there a way to reverse this trend?
Kevin, I don't know that we're seeing the extinction of it, and I would point directly to the Finals MVP, Kevin Durant, because if you look at some of his success, it is directly in the mid-range. Russell Westbrook has some effect in the mid-range. I mean, listen, certainly the priority is on layup and 3, but I don't think we've seen the extinction of the mid-range. I think this is a cyclical type of situation in the NBA, very much the way we've gone away from a low-post center. Would a player that's a next-level, next-generation kind of player change our thinking about that? Let's see. The game is always in a constant state of evolution.
Ferguson's checked in for the Thunder. And then for Miami, Adebayo is checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Luke Babbitt comes in for Jordan Mickey. And Rodney McGruder's subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Here's Dragic. Pass to Magruder. Tries a 3. Thunder with the rebound. Grant's got his 5th rebound in this one. And Patterson kicks to Abrinas. Banked in off the glass. Abrinas has got 4 points in the quarter.
I know how popular 3s are in the NBA. Boy, you can't do better than those quality looks in the low post.
The pass to Magruder. No good from outside. Oklahoma City shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. Patterson. The shot comes out. Dragic with some nice D. And Doris, looking at the financial health of the league, tremendous TV ratings with the finals coverage again. Nearly half the teams valued around $1 billion, which to me is just unfathomable. Are we in the golden age of professional basketball in this country, of the NBA?
I think certainly we are in one of the great generations for the NBA. And think about this. I know soccer is the most popular game worldwide, Kevin, but increasingly basketball beyond the borders of the United States is one of the most popular and fastest growing sports. So I don't think there's any question the NBA is at its peak of its popularity with no end in sight. And I think there's a reason for that. You know, I think there's something very tangible and touchable to the NBA fan. Look at a guy like Steph Curry. He looks like every man, and yet he's finding tremendous success. That's appealing to NBA fans of the next generation.
And it's Dragic with the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Eustace comes in for Grant.
Josh Eustace.
Here is Felton, out to the wing. Jacks up a three. And the shot will not go from Eustace. There's Dragic with the three. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Dragic has got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for Miami. Boy, he launched that one from way outside. 11 points for Raymond Felton.
Well, Felton definitely likes getting open from beyond the arc, a solid perimeter scorer.
For Miami, they'd gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. It's deflected. Here's Eustace. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Babbitt's shot is off.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Here's Ferguson. They get it back. That ball is good for another field goal. His sixth. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
I'll tell you, what an effort on the glass. Even with this lead, they're still going all out.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Well, you love how the ball is popping outside on the perimeter. It's being moved and finding the open man, and they're cashing in.
Dragic against Felton. Babbitt dishes to Johnson. Clock at 6. Down low. Adebayo fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
I'll tell you, such a tremendous rhythm to that sequence. Great player movement, great ball movement on the lead pass.
Doris, when you look at the NBA draft lottery, so many of the top guys coming out are one-and-dones. How is that, you think, affecting the way the NBA game is played and coached?
Well, obviously it can take time because the one-and-dones are typically 18, 19, or 20, somewhere in that age range. So you wonder about maturity. Their skill sets are probably going to be, a little bit slower to develop. It's enough of a concern that Commissioner Adam Silver has addressed it. Whether or not the player representation will allow that rule to be changed about the one-and-dones remains to be seen.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Listen, if you're open, Felton will find you. He has just such a great feel for the game.
And here are the Heat now. Dragic the pass to Babbitt. Johnson outside, feeds to Dragic. There's a screen. Good ball movement here by Miami. Nice job coming off that screen.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
You simply can't give him that. You have to fight through the screen and at least get a hand in the face of the shooter.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
Magruder kicks to Dragic. Inside. Kicks it out to Johnson. Now Dragic, clock at 6. Shoots over Patterson. Hits the front of the rim and out. Felton kicks to Patterson. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there.
Well, the nice rise and fire on the jumper. Patterson taking advantage of the space given.
Doris, the new designated player veteran exception allows teams to pay their biggest stars much more money than any other team can offer around the league. How good is that for the league in terms of competitive balance?
Well, you would never, to me, want to see a player like LeBron James or Kevin Durant underpaid relative to their value of the team. And I think for a long time, Kevin, that was part of this. And so I'm interested in your take. I want these guys to be fairly compensated. And that's the most important thing.
I do love when a player is developed by a team and stays with that team. We see so few of those instances in pro sports, but a lifelong Pacer or a lifelong Celtic. I think to me that has great meaning, especially if I were a fan of that team.
Well, we were so used to that as kids growing up. You know, those players stuck with our team for extended periods and many times for their entire career.
Yes. Magruder kicks to Dragic. Johnson outside. Pulls it up. No good from Dragic. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Thunder.
And as one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Russell Westbrook.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Here's Felton. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
Here's Babbitt. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Right. Frustrating for sure, Greg. I don't think they'll be able to mount a comeback at this point.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
Here's Adebayo. To the middle. Deflects the pass. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
I love the tenacity right now. Definitely on the prowl, looking for every opportunity to make a steal. The other team has got to be sharp.
Kicks it out to Johnson. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Corey Brewer. Great job out there tonight. Seemed like the team was very cohesive. What's working?
We play as a team. That's what we got to do to win games. We're able to get up and down, play fast, and free-flow basketball. When we're knocking down shots, we're a really good team.
Corey, thanks for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.